There is a silent plague running through the soul of modern humanity, an epidemic that isn't treated in hospitals, but festers in the quiet of living rooms and the hollowness of daily conversations. It is the disease of being nice, a counterfeit virtue, a mask worn to conceal a profound and terrifying emptiness. You know this disease intimately. You may have never given it a name, but you live its symptoms every single day. You follow all the unwritten rules of social conduct. You sacrifice. You are flexible. You are always available. You always say yes. That smile that lingers just a little too long on your face, even as your spirit is collapsing. That nod of agreement when every fiber of your being screams no. That apology that escapes your lips when you don't even know what you're at fault for. You have become a safe harbor for others, a reliable sanctuary where friends, family, and colleagues can offload their burdens. And in exchange for this endless, selfless devotion, you are supposed to receive love, loyalty, and most importantly, respect. But what do you get instead? A shallow thank you, a fleeting appreciation, and a growing, gnawing sense of utter invisibility. They see you as useful, but never as powerful. They call you nice, but never essential. You are invited to the party, but your absence would go entirely unnoticed. Your opinion is requested, but only when it confirms their own. You exist at the center of everyone else's world, yet always on the periphery. A satellite orbiting other planets while your own core grows cold and dark. And in the silence of the night, when all the roles have been played, a bitter question echoes in your mind. If I were to vanish tomorrow, would anyone truly notice the empty space I left behind? This is the pleaser's paradox. The more you pour yourself out for others, the less of you remains. The more you chase approval, the more you fade into the background. Why? Why does this path, paved with such good intentions, lead to a private hell of resentment and disrespect? Why is it that the harder you try to be liked, the less you are respected? The answer does not lie in trying to be better. It lies in finding the courage to be whole. And to understand that, we must journey into the depths of the psyche, to a place where a great thinker hid the very key to this lock. That great thinker was Carl Gustav Jung. Jung was more than a psychologist. He was an explorer, a cartographer for the uncharted territories of the human soul. Unlike his mentor, Freud, who saw the psyche as a basement of primal urges, Jung looked upward to the myths and downward into the dark, collective unconscious. He understood that our psyche is a dynamic stage, a battleground between the forces we acknowledge and the forces we dread. And he believed that sanity was not found in the victory of one force over another, but in their balanced, sacred dance. To unlock the mystery of your predicament, Jung asks that we first confront the mask we present to the world. He called it the persona, after the masks worn by actors in ancient Greek theater. The persona is our curated, optimized version of I. It is our social mask, the good employee, the loyal friend, the dutiful child. The persona is not inherently bad. It is a necessary tool for navigating society. The problem begins when we mistake the mask for our actual face. And you, my friend, are an artist of the persona. You have spent years polishing and perfecting this mask. You wear it so skillfully that you can barely remember the face beneath it. You have identified with your persona.
You are that always nice, always available, always agreeable person. But Jung issued a chilling warning. There is an unshakable law of psychic physics. The brighter the light of the persona, the darker, the heavier, and the more powerful the shadow it casts behind it. And here, my friend, we arrive at the dark heart of the matter, the shadow. When you hear the word shadow, you likely think of evil, of monsters and malicious intent. This is a common and dangerous misunderstanding. The Jungian shadow is not merely your capacity for wickedness. The shadow is the repository of everything you have denied about yourself. It is every part of you that you were taught was unacceptable, selfish, ugly, or inappropriate, and have subsequently banished to the deepest dungeon of your psyche. In your shadow, yes, you will find petty jealousies, insecurities, and childish rage, but other things are imprisoned there as well. Treasures you have forgotten you even own. Your righteous anger is in the shadow. Your ability to stand up against injustice. Your unfettered ambition is in the shadow, the drive that could propel you to greatness. Your healthy selfishness is in the shadow, the fundamental ability to prioritize your own needs so you can give from your overflow, not from your emptiness. Your capacity to say a clean, unapologetic no is in the shadow. Your ironclad boundaries, your wild creativity, and your ruthless power to see the truth, even when it hurts, all of it is hidden in the shadow.
Carl Jung called the shadow the dark gold. It is the source of our vitality, our authenticity, and our true power. The nice person, by denying their shadow, not only cuts themselves off from this treasure, but they also allow that repressed energy to fester. Repressed energy does not disappear. It turns toxic. It becomes resentment, anxiety, and depression on the inside, and is projected outward as passive aggression and harsh judgment of others who dare to live out their own shadows. And now we arrive at the moment of revelation, the key that finally turns the lock of disrespect. Herein lies the fundamental truth. Humans do not respect the persona. They respect wholeness. They respect authenticity. Your niceness does not stem from a conscious choice between good and evil. It is a compulsion, born from a deep-seated fear of your other half. You're nice because you are terrified of your own capacity not to be. Others, perhaps not consciously, but instinctively, sense this dishonesty. They sense the void behind the perfect mask. Respect is a form of psychic gravity. It is drawn to objects with mass, with density. A whole person, one who is in dialogue with their shadow, has psychological weight. They are not predictable. They have boundaries. Their kindness is valuable because you know they possess the capacity for unkindness, yet they choose to be kind. Their yes has power because their no is a real possibility. The person who is only a persona, on the other hand, is a hollow shell, polished but light, weightless. The force of respect passes right through them. How can one trust a person who has no boundaries? Trust requires something solid to hold on to. A person who is afraid of half of their own being cannot be a solid anchor for themselves or for anyone else. This is the stark and powerful Jungian truth. Your attempt to gain respect by being flawless is the very thing that makes you fundamentally unrespectable. By hiding your shadow, you are not just weakening yourself. You are sending a clear, unconscious signal to the world. I am not whole. I am not real. Do not trust me. do not respect me. So what is the solution? How do we reclaim this dark gold from the depths without being consumed by it? This is the perilous but essential path of shadow integration. The solution is not to become a bad person. It is to become a whole person. This process is called shadow integration. It is a practical, perilous, but essential path to reclaiming your power and commanding genuine respect. This path follows 5 fundamental laws. Do not see these as a simple list, but as a ritual for transformation. Law 1. Confession in darkness. You cannot integrate what you refuse to acknowledge. The first, most critical step is to bring the hidden inhabitants of your shadow into the light of your consciousness. To do this, you need a sacred tool, a physical notebook and a pen, not a computer, not a phone. The physical act of writing is a confession to the self, a conversation with the deepest part of your being. Every night before you sleep, in total privacy, answer these 5 questions. Write with brutal honesty. No one will read this but you. This journal is your confession chamber. First, who or what made me intensely angry today, but I hid it? What did that anger feel like? If it had a voice, what would it have said? Second, when did I feel the sting of envy? Towards whom and for what? Your envy is a compass. It points directly toward your repressed desires. Follow it. Third, what dark thought or fantasy crossed my mind that I immediately judged and pushed away? Perhaps a thought of revenge, a selfish impulse, a secret wish for someone else's failure. Write it down without judgment. It is only energy. Fourth, what did I want to say, but swallowed my words instead? In which meeting, which conversation did you censor your true opinion for fear of judgment, for fear of rocking the boat? Write down the unspoken sentence. Fifth, when did I feel like a victim and blame others? In which situation did I surrender my own power and play the part of the passive, innocent bystander? The point of this exercise is not to act on these impulses. It is merely to observe and acknowledge them. By writing them down, you transmute the shadow from an unconscious, controlling force into a phenomenon you can see. You stop being afraid of your own mind. This is the first step to taking back your power.
Law 2. The sacred no. To the people pleaser, the word no is the heaviest word in the dictionary. To say it feels like an act of aggression, a betrayal of your nice identity. This is a lie. You must reframe the no. A no is not a sword, it is a shield. It is not an act of attack, it is a sacred act of protecting the integrity of your soul. Every no you speak to an inappropriate request is a powerful yes to your own sanity, your own energy, and your own worth. Your task is this. This week, say no at least once. Start with a low-stakes situation. A colleague asking for a favor that is outside your job description. A friend inviting you somewhere you have no desire to go. Most importantly is how you say it. No long, rambling apologies, no elaborate justifications, no lies. A firm, calm, and respectful no. Thank you for thinking of me, but I won't be able to. I wish I could help, but I have other commitments. I'll have to pass on that one. That's it. The silence that follows may feel uncomfortable. Stay in it. Tolerate it. You are retraining your own nervous system, and you are training the people around you. You are drawing the borders of a sovereign territory, your own existence. Every no you speak to an inappropriate request is a powerful yes to your own sanity, your own energy, and your own worth. Law 3. Conflict as the forge. The people pleaser fears conflict. They see it as a sign of failure, of relational collapse, of imminent rejection.
This is a catastrophic error in perception. Conflict is not chaos. Conflict is data, pure information. Conflict is the friction that shows you where you end and another person begins. Conflict is the fire that forges identity and purifies values. To avoid all conflict is to remain formless, a personality without edges. Your task is to change your entire perspective on disagreement. From now on, see a minor conflict not as a threat, but as an opportunity to define yourself. The next time you are in a conversation and hold a differing opinion, do not retreat. Do not nod silently with a placid smile. Calmly state your perspective. I see it differently. That's an interesting perspective, but my experience has been, I don't agree with that part of the analysis because you are not trying to convince anyone or win an argument. The goal is simply to assert the existence of an independent mind. You are signaling to yourself and to others that you are a voice, not an echo. It will feel terrifying at first. Your heart will pound. But then a miracle will happen. You will survive. The world will not end. And you might just see a flicker of respect in the other person's eyes that you have never seen before. Respect for someone who has the courage to be themselves.
Law 4. Reclaim your projections. This is the deepest and most transformative law. Jung taught us that the outer world is a mirror of our inner world. Often, the very traits that we despise most venomously in other people are the disowned, projected parts of our own shadow. Projection is a defense mechanism. Instead of confronting a dark quality within ourselves, we throw it onto someone else and then safely hate it over there. Your task is an act of psychic detective work. Identify a person in your life who triggers a powerful, irrational emotional reaction in you. Not mild annoyance, but intense dislike, anger, or disgust. Now ask yourself, what is the exact quality in this person that drives me mad? Their arrogance, their laziness, their loudness, their irresponsibility? Write down the word. Now ask the terrifying but vital question, where in my own life could a healthy, integrated version of this very trait actually help me? An example. You despise a coworker for their arrogance and for showing off. Perhaps their arrogance is the distorted version of the very self-confidence you refuse to allow yourself. Perhaps their showing off is the dark echo of the desire for recognition that you have repressed in yourself. The goal is not to become arrogant. The goal is to reclaim the confidence and the desire to be seen that you have imprisoned in your shadow and to express them in a healthy way. This law turns your judgments of the world from a weapon against others into a map for your own self-discovery. You cease to be a victim of other people's behavior. You become an archaeologist of your own soul.
Law 5. Embody the sovereign. Inner work must eventually manifest in the physical world. The mind and body are a single system. You cannot change on the inside while your body continues to tell the old story. Fake it till you make it is too simplistic. We call this act as you are. You must act as the whole person you are in the process of becoming. Your task is a physical and behavioral practice. For 1 hour a day, or during one specific interaction, consciously embody your sovereign self. How does this sovereign walk? They do not scurry. They move with purpose and calm. Their shoulders are back. Their spine is straight. They take up space rather than shrinking themselves. How does this sovereign speak? Their voice comes from their chest, not their throat. It is calm, measured, and clear. They do not use filler words like like, or just to weaken their statements. They pause. For them, silence is a tool of power, not a terrifying void. How does this sovereign listen? They maintain eye contact, not aggressively, but with full presence. They signal that they are here, in the moment, valuing the other person's words as much as they value their own. Before you walk into an important meeting, take a moment. Straighten your spine. Breathe deep. Walk in not as a supplicant, hoping to be liked, but as an equal contributor. This physical embodiment sends powerful signals to your own nervous system and to the subconscious of others. It is the bridge between the person you are today and the whole, respected person you will be tomorrow. Walking this five-fold path is not easy. It demands courage. It means choosing the difficult road of authenticity over the easy road of conformity. It means facing parts of yourself you would rather ignore forever. But at the end of this path lies a prize far greater than the respect of others, the respect of yourself, and that is the only respect that truly matters.
The journey of the people-pleaser is a journey from darkness into wholeness. It begins by letting go of the idea you must be good and culminates in embracing the truth that you must be whole. We learn that the flawless mask of the persona casts a powerful shadow behind it, a shadow that holds all your power, your authenticity, and your ability to draw a line in the sand. And we have seen that true respect is born not from a perpetual smile, but from the courage to face this darkness and integrate it into the light of your being. A whole person is capable of both profound kindness and fierce boundaries. They can love deeply and say no cleanly. This authenticity, this wholeness, is the true magnet for respect. In the end, the respect you get from others is merely a reflection of the respect you have finally claimed for yourself. And now, this revelation no longer belongs to me. It belongs to you. We see the comment section not as a forum for opinions, but as a space for collective confession. It is now your turn to take part in the ritual. I have a challenging question for you. Look into your own shadow. Name one dark quality that you have always repressed, such as anger, ambition, or even a healthy ruthlessness that, if you integrated it consciously, would make you a stronger and more respected person. Write your answer in the comments below. This is the first step in bringing it out of the darkness. Read the confessions of others. You are not alone on this journey. If this exploration has resonated within the depths of your psyche, then I invite you to continue the journey with us. Subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell so that you are present when we open the next gate to self-awareness. And the next gate will summon you to an even darker place. Now that we have faced the shadow and learned how to integrate it, we must ask the vital question. What happens when the shadow takes control? What happens when instead of integration, we surrender to it? In our next videos, The Tyranny of the Inner Critic, How Your Own Mind Becomes Your Worst Enemy, we will explore the destructive aspect of the unintegrated shadow and learn how to turn this inner tormentor into a powerful ally. Until then, remain whole.